Question 1. Which name would you prefer our magazine be called? Pandora's Box, Mortem, Obscenity, or Repugnance?
I would prefer, I think, Mortem. It's just very punchy. It leaves the reader wanting to know what it's about, what it means. It sounds a bit more relevant.
Question 2. Which masthead font do you prefer? The Dark, Decay, Death to Metal, or Blade?
I think I prefer Decay. It is not too animated, but it shows the point quite clearly that it's for a horror magazine. It's easier to read, and it's just inviting in terms of how the font is all put together. It's not too much, but at the same time, it's obvious that it's for a horror magazine as well.
Question 3. How many subjects should be in the magazine cover? 1, 2, 3, or 4 and over?
I think 2 is a good number. I think to have 2 would show a good contrast, if you wanted to make one on the different kind of horror things you want to show. It's not too many.
Question 4. What type of camera shot should be used for the cover page? A close-up, a mid-shot, or a long shot?
I think I like the close-up. It's just really in your face. It's eye-catching, get straight to the point.
Question 5. Should the masthead be in front or behind the subject or subjects?
I quite like the look of it being behind subjects. I don't know, it just gives it like a 3D effect, I guess, to it. Makes it a lot more real, helps the picture jump out at you. It just makes it that little bit more appealing, I guess, yeah.
Question 6. What type of lighting should be used for the cover page? Dark or bright?
I prefer the dark. I think it really just helps you to focus on the image itself. When too much is in the way, you kind of lose your focus, and with the dark light, I think it just helps you to focus on the image in front of you. The darkness helps you home in on the light.
Question 7. How much should the magazine be sold for? £1.50, £2, £2.50, or £3?
I think £1.50 is decent, especially if you want people to keep buying it. I think too much and people kind of shy away from buying it again weekly, if you're thinking of selling it weekly. And it will keep the buyer wanting to buy more, especially if the content is good. It's also good for maybe the younger generation who don't have excess money and maybe enjoy reading the magazine but don't want to have to pay so much that they have to let go of other things to do so as well.
Question 8. Should the subject or subjects be holding a prop or props?
I would say no. I would say that with props, you kind of lose sight of the actual image. The image can get lost in the things that are around it. I think the image without the props is just as powerful. It's just a lot more cleaner. There's a lot less in the way, and it just helps to home in the power of the image itself. It doesn't really need much. The image in itself is powerful enough to portray the message.
Question 9. Should we include a giveaway or a competition on our magazine cover?
I think you should. I think it's good to help encourage people to buy it, to show that you care about the person that's reading the magazine, that has given you money in terms of buying it, to show that you appreciate them.
Question 10. Should there be other images on the cover?
I don't think there should be. I think it will distract the reader from the main image and just be it'll be a bit too much on the page. When there's just the one image, it helps you to appreciate the image itself. When there's more than one, you don't know where to look, it can clash sometimes as well. I prefer it just being the one because it really just helps focus the reader on that image and gets them just enticed to see everything else.